teams that when they're down and out, they're able to fight back, either getting the tie or the point that they need, or being able to overcome a deficit to win the game. So this will be interesting to see how both teams go back and forth, and you can never count either side out.
It's the Dallas Texans in red. In their huddle, they come in as the number 15 seed. Good look at their goalkeeper, Savannah Harvey, out of Weatherford High School in Weatherford, Texas. Helped to backstop a defense that has 10 clean sheets in 33 games this season. Beach FC comes in as the number 5 seed overall, the winners of the Southwest Division in the regular season. 2-0-1 here in these playoffs. No draws today, though, as if we're tied after 90 minutes, we will have extra time and possibly penalties, as it's the Texans to get us underway. Dallas Texans out of Plano, Texas, just outside of Dallas, and Beach FC out of Long Beach, California. Texans, the visitor for today's game, is the lower seed, and they will get us underway. Vargas dancing on top of the ball, just waiting for the whistle of referee Laura Rodriguez out of South Texas. Will be flanked by Nancy Camarillo out of Cal South. Michael Began is the AR2 on the far side out of Boston, Massachusetts. And Andrea Jones is the woman in between the benches out of Colorado. Quarterfinals underway, a spot in the Final Four next month in Kansas City on the line. Texans come in finishing third in a very tough Frontier Division. A record of 18-7-5 before going into the playoffs. 1-0-2, good enough for them to be queens of Group G, making their way into this quarterfinal today. And they are looking to apply the early pressure on the throw-in. Taken by Annan. Inside looking for Wesco. She has her pocket picked. Beach trying to work their way out of the back.
So good work by Micklin there to apply the pressure, not only win the ball, but try to penetrate forward, just get it away from her defensive third, and the ball going all the way back now. And we see how comfortable Ciccone is with her feet and her ability to distribute the ball from the back.
Well, they do a good job to swarm and win the ball back, and they haven't allowed Beach FC into their half yet. Now Moultrie trying to make her way. That's one right back. This is Lancaster looking through for Wesco. She overran it. McClin sweeps it clear. That's beautifully bought down. It's the Beach FC side on a 13-game unbeaten streak heading into this quarterfinal. 10-0-3, including a win over the playoffs' number 1 seed, PDA Sky Blue. Their last loss all the way back in March 24th. A 2-0 reverse against the San Diego Surf, a side that we will see in our second feature game after this against the San Jose Earthquakes. Lancaster with room to run. Slides it in for Wesco. A good job to get back and make the clearance, but it is at the expense of a corner kick, as it was Bloom that came flying in. Bloom playing up for this Beach FC side from the U-14s. Well, she had to concede a corner, but she did well.
That was a great recovery there by Bloom, as you saw ball being played into Wesco with space to play, but Bloom quickly recovered, got her body positioned correctly. Even though she got the corner, she could slow the play down. And again, you see why she's being called up by the U.S. national team pool as well.
Lancaster. Still something might be on here, but it's nudged wide of the far post. It'll be a goal kick for Samantha Ciccone. She's on the bench for the first game of these playoffs, Ciccone, but has started the last 2. It'll be a goal kick for the Glendale native. Well, they do such a good job to win the ball back, the Texans. However, Beach FC able to wrestle it away. DeMelo loses out to Robles. Up for Wesco. Looking for Vargas. She spins at the top of the box. Out wide for Lancaster, has been very busy early on. Slips it through the legs of DePriest. Lancaster, McClin comes over to make the tackle, but it's the second corner kick of the game for the Texans. And it's Lancaster's been heavily involved early on in the near flank.
It's a great little skill there by Lancaster, being able to get DePriest to overstep, megs the ball between her legs and tries to go around, but a good recovery by the rest of the defense to shift over and get another corner.
Lancaster's already committed to Oklahoma. It's the future Sooner with a good corner kick. And still something might be on. Robles at the top of the box to put it back into the mix. Falls for Lancaster. And it's hooked clear. Annan sweeps it back in. Robles. Boughton can't get her effort on frame, but they're applying the pressure early on here, the Texans.
See, great work there by Robles to be able to sit in that pocket, waiting for the ball to either rebound or to turn quickly and try to do a little chip over for her teammate.
Wesco gives a shot that just misses after she intercepted a pass from the keeper. Third corner kick inside the first 5 minutes for the Dallas Texans. Wesco intercepted a pass from Ciccone, and really that could have been 1-0, but it remains 0-0 as Lancaster will do the honors for the third time this morning.
Great work by Vargas to be able to apply that pressure, just deflect it off the defender to get another corner.
It's another dangerous corner kick. It bounces in the box once again. Wesco hammers it, and somehow it's unable to sneak through. It'll be take two for Lancaster. This time they want to go short. Flying over is Miller. Lancaster looks like she's going to take it again. This time onto the roof of the net. And it'll be a goal kick for Beach FC. Know something about corner kicks themselves. Olivia Moultrie scoring an Olympico on match day 1 straight from the corner. And it made SportsCenter's top 10.
So it was exciting, especially at a young age, to have a goal be featured on SportsCenter. But on those corner kicks, though, you're noticing that Ciccone is coming off her line, and several times she's either been taken down or she's trying to get the ball, and there's the ball bouncing around in the box. The Dallas Texans really want to take advantage of those bobbles and put one away.
Annan pumps it forward, but Ciccone will come out to claim. Now she'll take her time and just let her players settle down. They've hardly have a whiff of possession. So it's been all Texans in the first 6.5 minutes.
And that's a lot of credit due to their high pressure, where you see a majority of their numbers are in their attacking half, trying to win that ball early, not allowing Beach FC to get a rhythm going. As we know, they do like to have that possession style, and the Texans right now are just trying to disrupt it and not even allow it to begin.
McClin battling. Asha McClin verbally committed to Cal. Have the throw in this time, although she likes to get forward. Lancaster intercepted by DePriest. That's what she does so well. This is Robles, who has a goal in all 3 playoff games in the group stage. Tried to clip it over the top.
Say Beach right now, they're starting to win the ball a bit more, but they're just trying to play out quick, and as a result, their pass is just a little bit off. They need to be a little more relaxed and stay composed. Once they win the ball, don't be afraid to keep it a bit. Get your confidence up by building out.
Huntington spins, gets it back. That's a good ball sent in. DeMelo arriving. Couldn't direct her header goalwards. But that's how quickly Beach FC can attack. And now it's Wesco to run. Wesco bearing down on Bloom, sends it forward. McClin is over to try and disrupt Vargas. She gets it back to Wesco, and Bloom pokes it off of her foot. Bloom not only winning that ball, but then almost getting over to take it away from Robles, but it will be a throw-in for the Texans. Very impressed with the U-14 International in this early going.
That and just that little combo play between Wesco and Vargas, that beautiful slip ball through to come across.
Another cross pumped in. And the header from Boughton. Easy for Ciccone. It's a good header, just a bit too far away from goal.
It was the right idea from Bowen to try to flick it across the other side, but we saw Ciccone read that very well. Just catch the ball in the breadbasket.
Huntington spins. Inside for DeMelo. Spaces open up on the flank. 2 players to find in the box. One of them is Gamero. She puts it across, the header from Huntington. A goal kick for the Texans, but 2 breaks down that side. 2 good opportunities for Beach FC. Huntington giving a thumbs up for the effort.
And that's Curran twice now making her way up that right flank and getting a great ball inside, looking for somebody to get a head on it. We can see how dangerous both Curran and McLean on either side, able to support, push up quickly, and get into the attack.
Curran started these playoffs as a center back, scored a beautiful solo goal for the winner against FC Fury, and then as Bloom was pulled up, Curran has moved to the outside back position. Robles has a go. We'll skip into the arms of Ciccone.
I'm loving that little battle right now between Robles and DePriest. Both of them very strong players and physical, but you're seeing Robles right now is doing a great job of being patient, waiting for that touch, and then striking quickly to dispossess and get forward.
This time it's Robles who wins out. Was unable to loft it over that back line for the run of Wesco. Annan jumping into the attack. Slides in inside. Lancaster tried to find the return ball. Still going with it, Lancaster. Ibarra will get it out wide. McLean looking to clear. Plays it right to Miller. She'll hoist it in. Too close to Ciccone.
It's a great save by Ciccone, and love the quick throw out to go the other way for her team.
Curran gets it forward. And there to mop up is Rogers on the far side.
Great work by DeMelo there to keep the ball, shield it, and then just play it back to try to rebuild again.
Miller wins the header. Falls for Bloom. McLean will guide it back to Ciccone as Lancaster was bearing down on her. Back out for McLean. Unable to step around Vargas, but she'll be whistled for the foul. It'll be a free kick for Beach FC in the 12th minute of a 40-minute half.
It's always great when you see when players have their back facing the keeper and when they're able to pass back and have that confidence in the keeper to be able to use their feet to pass and move. Just shows you how confident they are with Ciccone's foot skills.
Jeff Joyner on this Beach FC bench was telling him, calm down, play it, calm down, play it. Even under this high pressure, he wants them to move the ball around on the floor.
And we're seeing now that Beach FC is getting a little bit more possession. They're not as frantic going forward. They are trying to play out when they can. And I think the idea here is just, can they just get a couple passes connected together, build their confidence instead of trying to go direct too early.
Throw to be taken by Thompson on the far side. In the middle for Miller. Joining her is Annan. She's gotten forward to good effect in the early going. She can continue her run here. Olivia Moultrie wins it back. Another player playing up from the U-14's Moultrie. Another player who's been invited to the 2004 national team camps. U-15 national team head coach Tracy Kevins is in attendance.
Great tackle there by DeMelo to not allow Texans to build forward quickly.
It's a Beach FC side that likes to have entertaining and purposeful possession of the ball, but so far having to do a lot of defensive work as it was Boughton in the battle, but a good job by DeMelo to win it and get it out of bounds.
I love how DeMelo was able to get that step and uses her left foot instead of going with her right, just able to get her foot out, disrupt the play.
Lancaster trying to track it down. Unable to. It'll be a goal kick for Beach FC in the 14th minute.
I'm loving the effort from Lancaster right now. She's all over the field. I feel like buzzing, especially more on the right side, but there's been several plays where the ball's coming the other way, and she's tracking back, gets in front quickly, and just pokes the ball away, picks the pocket, and then passes it to her teammates so they can build out again.
So we have a goal kick for Ciccone. Ibarra arriving. This is Ibarra. In for Moultrie. Already committed to UNC Moultrie. The offside flag is up.
So and there's an example there. You see that they're starting to build up, and then McQuinn there trying to play more direct, trying to get that diagonal run coming across. I believe the intended player may have been Ibarra, but that's an example there where maybe they can look to switch to go middle instead and go the opposite way. Keep switching the point of attack until the defense is disrupted rather than trying to force it.
Good step from Miller. Little touch from Vargas. Robles over the top looking for the run of Wesco. And this one will roll all the way into the box for Ciccone.
That's their Wesco. You saw she was going ahead, stopped to pull up, but it may have still, if she got the ball, I think she still would have been called offside as she got too ahead of herself. Just needs to keep checking her shoulders and being aware of that line as you're seeing Beach FC pushing up a bit more, not allowing her to be able to get in behind.
Boughton wins the throw-in. Be taken on the far side by Thompson. Forward for Vargas. Cleared away from her. Be another throw-in for the Texans in the 16th minute. Bloom battling with Wesco. Wesco does enough. Lancaster. Miller continued her run. Miller, little touch past Ibarra, but can't keep her cross in, so it'll be a goal kick for Beach FC. But love the way that Miller and Robles interchange positions.
That, and you saw Miller was able to anticipate when that touch was being poked back by Wesco, being able to come in and just do a little combination, make an underlapping run there to get over and penetrate down that right flank. Just couldn't get the cross off that she wanted.
Be another goal kick for Ciccone. Good look at Moultrie in the midfield. It's just a 2005 Moultrie, playing 2 years up, playing a year up with the national team as well, and already committed to one of the best college programs in the country. And here she is on the ball. A free kick won by Huntington in the midfield. McClin. This is her territory. She loves to get forward. McClin steps inside. McClin wants to have a go. And the wind catches that one.
There's a great little quick start there, trying to catch the Texans defense off guard. And that's where McClin has the ability to push forward and penetrate. That shot, though, just didn't get her hips around it as it kind of soared too far to the right.
Moultrie spins away from two. Skips by another one, but can't get by the fourth. Forward for Wesco.
It's a great step there by Rogers.
Beautiful ball out to Vargas on the far side. Squares up to Coran. She has a go from distance, and Ciccone gets across her line to make the save.
Ciccone made that look so easy, the way that she just shifted over and secured that ball. Vargas, though, showing that she can strike from distance if you want to give her some room anywhere 25 yards out.
Huntington is in a battle with Boughton. Good win from DePriest. Moultrie. Eskandon. Curran winning it back on the far side, but it will be a throw-in for the Texans. Talked about their ability to come back, Danielle. Losing 1-0 on match day 1. Moultrie scores that corner kick in the 68th, and Curran scores the game-winning goal in the 69th. And then Moultrie on the final match day to get the 2-2 draw, scoring in the last minute of the game as well.
As I mentioned, both teams are able to come back, where even if they're down early, you never count them out because they have that fight in them to be able to keep pushing forward and finding those opportune moments late in games as you see teams start to get tired. And that's where with both these teams have that type of style. It's pretty much who's going to let up first.
It's been a real battle here inside a scoreless first 19-plus minutes. What have you seen so far from each team?
Well, I think we saw early Texans really putting that high pressure on, trying to get a goal early on to help give themselves a bit of a lead. We've seen Beach FC was staying strong, willing to take the blows, to say, and now that they're starting to get a little bit more of a rhythm, that's where you're seeing it go back and forth a bit more.
Annan gets it inside for Miller. Thompson trying to make the run down the far side. Is able to get it forward for Vargas. Vargas has work to do to catch up to it. Runs out of real estate, and it will be a goal kick for Beach FC. And there's that commitment to build it out of the back, even in a national quarterfinal. Love that both of these teams are staying true to their principles with everything on the line.
So it was a great little battle there by Huntington being able to get the flick on, win that ball out, and then drawing a foul. So that way we can see Beach FC in their attacking half now. We saw before they did a quick restart. Now that they've got time to set up, now that the Texans are well aware that they have that ability, how are they going to adjust with the long ball in?
Curran wants options. Now she has them forward. Flights it to the top of the box. And a free kick will be called against Ibarra. Good step in from Bloom. Gamero has it stabbed away from her. This is Lancaster on the charge. It's another throw-in for the Texans. Past the halfway point of this first half. 40 minutes at the U-15 level. Thrown from Annan. Was Taylor stepping in again. And Taylor Bloom wins the throw-in for Beach FC.
So Bloom just showing her awareness of the game and being able to anticipate where the ball's coming. Does a really good job of knowing when to step and when to stay home.
Moultrie gets there first. And off to DeMelo. DeMelo wins the battle, but her pass is cut off. And this is Miller flying forward. Leaves it off for Robles. Wants to thread it through. Well defended. Ziskandon who got it the important touch. Wesco still with it though. Vargas steps inside of McClin, steps inside of Bloom. Leaves it off for Lancaster. Lancaster makes her way in the box. And good defending from Ziskandon to put Lancaster off.
So great pressure there by Eskandon to be able to force that ball going out rather than giving Lancaster the ability to slip that ball back. Just putting that extra pressure forces Lancaster to lean back too much rather than getting that low-driven ball like she was trying to do to head it back towards the 6.
Another goal kick for Ciccone. Another one taken short. Forward for DeMelo checking back. Falls for Wesco. Smacked clear by DePriest.
That's a sample there where you want Wesco to lay that ball back, where you saw Robles was just sitting there waiting for that back pass ball to try to go forward.
Brianna Thompson gets it back off the throw-in. Good exchange of passes with Robles. Robles pumps one into the middle. It's a good ball, but there was nobody making a run in behind that beach back line.
So Robles showing that she has a powerful strike, or the ability to switch the point of attack quickly with those long driven balls in. That's where, again, we see the wind likes to travel across the field, and I think the wind just really took that one.
24th minute in Oceanside. 0-0 in this quarterfinal matchup between Beach FC and the Dallas Texans at the U-15 level. The winner will punch their ticket to Kansas City next month. And next month is coming up. We're not talking about a whole 4 weeks from now. We're talking about July 8th through 11th. Ibarra gets it back. This is Bloom. Intercepted by Robles. And a good recovery run from Bloom to get there before Vargas.
That's when you love seeing players that even when they make a mistake, they're willing to get back quickly and fight to win that ball back within 2-3 seconds. That's great work by Bloom.
Bloom thought about shielding it out of bounds, realized the ball wasn't going to carry, and then hits it off of Vargas and wins the goal kick.
Again, just showing that awareness where she had a quick check of her shoulder and saw Vargas just creeping in there, and that's when she just said, I'm going to play it off of you. I know you're coming in hot. Let me play it off of you and get the goal kick.
Both coaches at the edge of their technical areas. Hassan Nazari in the foreground for the Dallas Texans. Jeff Joyner in the background, giving his charges instructions. Jeffrey Joyner saying of this competition, the demands of a possible week-long competition and the stressors that come with it should be a great environment for learning. It's been a wonderful 2 weeks here in Oceanside at the U.S. Soccer Development Academy Playoffs and Showcase. Just under 7,000 athletes from 410 teams in the Development Academy, all descending on Oceanside over these 2 weeks for 625 matches. Is this the penultimate day here in Oceanside? It'll be a free kick at the top of the box for the Dallas Texans in the 27th minute.
That was a great build-up there from Beach FC, finally starting to get their rhythm, going out and in and out and in. That's where you're starting to see those triangle shapes develop, where players are getting into position to support the ball quicker, and that's where they need to do more of that.
And a chance for Wesco. She goes down, and the referee points to the spot. Wesco on the counter, bought down from behind. And the Dallas Texans have a chance to take the lead from 12 yards out.
And there's Wesco getting that step ahead, tackle from behind. There's the foul and the PK being called. And prior to that, what I love to see was Wesco was side on, anticipating that ball in, and that's where she was able to get that step forward rather than on the other side. You had Escandon was more facing the ball, and that's where that split decision gives you that extra step to go to goal.
The referee calling Escandon forward, giving her the yellow card, really had no choice.
One of those where you're just waiting for that yellow card to come out. You knew it was coming. But for her, it's just trying to slow down the play, trying to get anything to disrupt. Just a little bit too late in that tackle where she was trying to go to the ball just to force Wesco to take a poor touch or allow Ciccone to come out and make the save.
And so now it's Robles, looking for her 4th goal in as many games. Has scored 1 goal in every game so far in the group stage. Can she continue that streak here into the quarterfinals?
Now, we've seen Robles already convert a penalty kick in this tournament.
Robles steps up and sends the keeper the wrong way. As cool as you'd like, and the Dallas Texans have the lead in the 28th minute.
Now that's her 2nd penalty kick converted by Robles. Beautiful placement there, just going into the opposite quarter, throwing Ciccone off and going the other way. Here's again just that slow draw, then speeds up inside the foot, plays it the other way, opens up her hips at the last moment to be able to go to her right. Right there, she opens up last second, hits the other way, throws Ciccone off. As you see, she was looking towards her left, Ciccone's right, just to just throw her off balance.
Well, those at Horn High School back in Dallas, Texas, have a reason to cheer again. 4 goals in 4 games for Genesis Robles, and it's the Texans who are in the driver's seat. Remember, we've talked about this, though. Both teams, the ability to come back. Don't get flustered when they go down. One back by Vargas. Played forward for Boughton to chase. Boughton has it poked away from her by Coran. Coran shows her strength and now will lead the break for Beach FC. Quickly closed down by Rogers.
So Beach Football Club has been trailing in every single game that they've played so far, so you know you can never count them out. They have that fight and that endurance to be able to keep playing strong, and they're just going to wear you out. Essentially, once they get the rhythm again, being able to just possess, tire out the defense, and finding those gaps as tired legs come into play.
The other side, when we were talking to this Dallas Texans coaching staff, they described their style as a combination of build-up and direct play as needed. Would you say that that's been what they've done in this half hour?
I mean, the reason the goal started was because they won the ball and went direct right away when they saw there was a 1v1 situation for West Coast. And as I mentioned, West Coast being side on, anticipating that ball and catching Escondon facing the ball and not being turned side on. And that's where that little step was able to give West Coast that advantage and was able to draw the penalty.
Slip through. It's a good run, but it was closed down by the Texans defense. Moultrie quickly out wide. Over the top, and good reading of the game to come off her line and take from Savannah Harvey.
So you see with the Dallas Texans, they have a really high pressure play, and they love to put pressure on you right away. So with Beach FC, they just got to remember they'll always check their shoulder and be aware of the players coming in behind. We're seeing they sometimes have a tendency to wait for that ball, where if I'm their coaching staff, I tell them you need to step, even if you just step to throw the defender off to then turn, or can you step to take a touch away from pressure and then go the other way.
Free kick for the Texans inside the final 10 minutes of the first half. Have the 1-0 lead courtesy of a 28th minute penalty from Genesis Robles.
So in the midfield of the Texans has done a really good job of kind of surrounding Moultrie to almost not allow her to get the ball, where a lot of times where when she does get it, you know she can go forward with it. Great awareness and great composure by Ciccone there, being able to come off her line, secure that ball as she's got Vargas flying in her face.
Play it short again. Out wide for Coran. Has Boughton draped all over her. Coran did well to shield her off the ball. But the Texans still not allowing Beach FC out of their own end. It's good work from DeMello. Unable to find Moultrie. Robles, or Lancaster rather, overtakes. Intercepted by Bloom. This is Moultrie. The already ESPN Sports Center featured Moultrie. Out wide for McClin. McClin takes the inside route. And the flag will go up for offside. Still a good save made by Harvey.
Well, at this point, Harvey, you always want to tell your keepers, play the ball, just wait for the whistle. So in that situation, has to make the save just in case, for example, they miss the call or they don't decide to call offside. That's, again, you're seeing the ability of McClin to bring that ball up, trying to penetrate, drawing that defense, but just a little bit too early on her run there. And that's where she got called offside.
So it'll be Wagner's free kick in the 33rd minute.
That's where if Gamero there just delayed her run a little bit or maybe checked away and then checked to the ball, he was able to stay on side. But it's the right idea, though, with McClin trying to penetrate forward, drawing that defense, and then slid a ball through behind the back line.
Moultrie makes the run into the channel. Wagner gets there first. Unable to keep it in. Be a throw in for Beach FC. Just over 6 minutes to find the leveler before halftime. McClin will take this throw in. good hold-up play from Gamero, and she wins the first corner kick of the game for Beach FC.
Great work there by Gamero to be able to turn in, gets that shot off, and the deflection luckily goes her way to get their first corner. Can't wait to see what Beach FC does with this. Do they go to short, or will they play long?
Well, if you're Moultrie, you just go for goal. It's Olivia Moultrie's corner. It's right under the penalty spot. First shot charged down, second one squirts free, and Harvey will fall on it.
So good pressure and good scramble there for Beach FC to get something on frame. If anything, just to help build a bit more confidence for them that now they're in this attacking third. Can they keep the ball and keep trying to put pressure on Harvey, test the keeper?
Ibarra.
And there's the replay of the corner. Great ball in, trying to find that header on the back post. Just trying to get a foot on it at this point, anything possible.
DePriest was able to direct it goalwards, but I think it took another deflection on the way.
That, and you had DePriest had the first header that initially got deflected. Lots of pressure there from Beach FC. At that point, if you're DePriest, just get anything on it. Even if you can just have a low roller, doesn't matter as long as you poke it through.
Bloom shielded off Wesco. Forward for McClin. Wesco tracking back. That's great work coming back from the forward.
You see that around the entire field for the Texans, where you've got the attacking line and the midfield line tracking back and putting in that energy to defend and win it quickly. And that's where you're seeing it's really disrupting Beach FC's rhythm to begin.
Anan being told she has to step back with it. So she'll do it again. Final 4.5 minutes of the opening 40. Won by Lancaster. It's been a real threat this afternoon. Boughton. Thompson gets forward. Back for Boughton. Good spin from Boughton. And possession is the name of the game for the Texans.
Great composure by Boughton there to be able to hold on to the ball despite being pressured highly by DeMello. And yet the Texans are still able to maintain possession.
McClin won an important header, and now looking to get things forward for Beach FC. Throw in quickly into Gamero. Gamero loses out, but she comes back to get it. And this is Gamero.
There's Gamero just trying to force it in that gap, and the three combinations with the Texans have done a great job of closing in those spaces, surrounding the ball, and being strong to win that ball and get out quick.
Bloom shielding Robles. Now coming away with it for Beach FC. Into Ibarra. It's Annan who steps in to win it back for the Dallas Texans. And the cross charged down, but it will be a throw for Lancaster, who's been a real handful through these first 37 minutes.
As I was saying, just the combination of Lancaster, Robles, and Boughton have been so powerful, and attacking-wise, they're able to interchange and pass and move and provide support. And then on the defensive side, how quickly they get their shape and close the ball down and not allow Beach FC to play up the middle.
Final 2.5 minutes. It's a good run from Gamero, but she can't step inside Miller. Annan. Robles comes back. This is Lancaster. McClin gets a foot in. Robles with the header. Won by Wesco. Boughton overtakes. Forward for Vargas. Waiting for Wesco to join the party. Slips it in for her. Wesco gets around the challenge of McClin and pushed away at the near post by a flying Ciccone.
It's a great explosive dive there by Ciccone, being able to propel herself forward and just deflect it out of play. And there again, there's that combination play between Vargas and Wesco, where Vargas draws in 4 defenders almost before slipping it through. Wesco getting that step again. She's got the height and the leg length to be able to get in behind, and that's where she was able to get that cross off. But again, great save by Ciccone to push that ball away, and here it is, just explosive pushing off, extending her body to make that save.
5th corner kick of the half for the Texans. This one to be taken by Miller. Driven to the back post. There's a player in red arriving, but the first touch a bit too heavy, and Ciccone gratefully overtakes.
Miller, such a powerful strike, whether she's serving in from a corner kick or when she wins the ball and they try to play that direct style quickly. It's usually Miller that's able to play that long ball over the top, and with that powerful strike, being able to drive it through this wind.
Well, the referee's got to stop playing. Nope, she's going to let it go on, even though that ball slammed into the head of Rogers. Vargas intercepts. This is Lancaster. Able to get by Bloom, but can't get past the Scandon. Final 20 seconds of the first half, plus whatever stoppage time. What's your bet on the extra minutes we'll have at the end of this one, Danielle?
I think it's just going to be 1 minute, not a real much time added on, but I want to just go back to McClin there, making that recovery run and a great tackle to not allow Lancaster to play that ball across. Great work by McClin on that left side.
The referee has added a minimum of 1 minute of stoppage time to the end of the first half.
Be another throw in for Lancaster. Can the Texans pad their lead before the break? Vargas has it ripped away from her. And Bloom will clear. It's over the head of Gamero. So it'll be a throw in. This will be taken by Wagner. She'll leave it off for Annan. Ibarra is looking for Gamero. Is there a chance for one last attack for either of these sides? Well, there's your answer. As the first half comes to a close, the only difference between these two teams is a 28th minute PK from Genesis Robles, her 4th of the playoffs, and it's just rewards for the enterprise of the Dallas Texans in this first half.
Both teams, again, I think, showing that they're very strong defensively, specifically with the Texans. It's how quickly they transition from attacking to defending, and they win the ball back quickly. With Beach FC, they've been very composed despite having that high pressure. And then it's unfortunate, though, that for the game to be, as of right now, decided by a penalty kick. But again, it's a result of the efforts from Wesco to draw that penalty. And you see Robles converting her 2nd penalty kick of this showcase.
Robles with ice in her veins, giving the Dallas Texans the 1-0 lead at halftime. We're going to take a break, but we'll be back with you for the final 40 minutes here on USSoccerDA.com. At the half, it's Beach Football Club 0, Dallas Texans 1.
women, replacing number 17, Natalia Pennington.
Humans, Colados.
Dallas Texans 40 minutes away from booking their trip to Kansas City, but still plenty of time for Beach FC to find the equalizer. Beach FC making 2 changes at halftime. Drew Koumans and Gabriela Colados checking in. Coming off is Natalia Huntington. Koumans will be her replacement, while Colados comes in for Taylor Bloom. So it'll be interesting to see whether Colados, who's usually an outside back, comes in as a center back in place of Bloom or switches places with Karan. And it looks to me like Colados is going to start on the flank and Karan will shift into the center of defense. So there's a good look at Colados. For Beach FC, Renata Vargas is out to be replaced by Tyler Isgrig. Isgrig out of Young Middle School in Arlington, Texas, is playing up from the 14s and has 2 goals in these playoffs. So those are the changes, and it's the final 40 minutes of regulation.
So it's good to know
Mark
that.
Serber alongside Danielle Diavanzo. Danielle, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No worries. I was going to say it's great to note that Isrig is a second half goal scorer. She's had multiple times where she comes on and scores late to help either secure a tie or get them the lead for the initial win. So look to see how Isrig is able to assist with the Texans trying to extend their lead and make it harder for Beach FC to come back.
And one thing you talked about at halftime with me off camera is how tough it is to high press like that for 80 minutes. So perhaps Vargas, who did a tremendous job chasing in the back in the first half, and now it's Isgrig's turn to apply that pressure up top.
As I've mentioned, I've been very impressed with how high pressure Dallas is and how committed they are to transitioning quickly.
Colados' first involvement is a good one as she put in a dangerous ball that just skipped off the head of Gamero. Harvey will gladly pick up that on the far side, and now she sends it forward.
Already we're seeing a lot more energy with Beach FC. I thought they started a little bit slow. As I mentioned several times, they were waiting for the ball rather than checking two. They weren't having their head on a swivel, so that made it easier for Dallas to pick their pockets.
Wesco creates some space on the far side, and this one will float past everyone and go out of bounds for a goal kick.
So now that Wesco's more on the right side of the field with your screen going right to left, she has that win on her back. So that's where she's going to have to adjust a little bit, where in the first half we saw her more on the right side with the winds coming at her. So I think that's just her she recognizes now she needs to lighten up that pass a little bit, maybe flick her toe up to make it more of a chip rather than being driven, and that will allow it to hang up for her teammates to run onto it.
This is Karan. A bit too far ahead of the Priest. Coming back to win it is Ibarra. This will be a free kick for the Texans in the 43rd minute. It's Robles. He's been doing such a good job in the center of the field for the Dallas Texans.
We've seen Robles put in a lot of work this game, along with Lancaster, Botan, and then Miller having the ability to strike that ball from distance. Very dangerous situation right now.
Miller has a crack. And this one floats wide of the goal, so it'll be a goal kick for Beach FC. Wasn't a bad effort from Miller. Just need to test the keeper. More scouts have joined U-15 national team coach Tracy Kevins here at the stadium field at the SoCal Sports Complex. 140 network scouts for U.S. Soccer before these showcase and playoffs even began had already scouted approximately 3,000 games during the regular season for the boys and girls sides. All the youth national team coaches have been in Oceanside. 27 of the network scouts there as well as the 9 DA technical advisors. Forward for Moultrie. Unable to slip it through as Wagner came up to make the challenge. Oh, lovely skill from Moultrie. And she's able to guide it out wide. Chances on for another cross. Pulled back and hit into the side netting.
Kuman showing that she has the ability to change her speed quickly, where she holds up for that slight second that explodes out and trying to get that cross off with her left foot. And there we're seeing now already Moultrie being a lot more involved But there again, the replay with Kuma is just that slight stutter step, then an exploding out quickly to try to get that ball off her left foot. There's the hesitation, then the quick 1-2, exploding out with that touch with the outside of her foot to try to get that cross in just a little bit wide.
Kumans has it swept off of her foot. It'll be a throw-in for the Texans. 45th minute. Miller's pass was stopped by Ibarra. Now battle for a loose ball. And coming back to win it is DeMelo.
Already you're seeing Isrig being able to come in and apply that high pressure to force a bad pass and a turnover.
And here she is bringing the ball down. Can't turn Colados. Gamero helps it on. But Rogers is there. Miller. This is Boughton. Been invited to 2 ID camps, Boughton. Isgrig. Not sure whether that was a cross or a shot, but in the end it ends up in the hands of Ciccone. Kuman's unable to turn on the far side as Wesco overtakes. Shows her strength, Wesco. Still love that fight from Kumans to win the goal kick for Beach FC.
Kuman's already being a spark off the bench, tracking all the way back and trying to just get her body in the way of Wesco, forcing Wesco to have to use her foot skills to get around, and Kuman's doing a great job of forcing that ball out of play for the goal kick.
Stepping in is Boughton. That ball asking a bit too much of Isgrig. And back to Ciccone it goes.
And there's an example again of Boughton coming in from behind and picking the pocket of Moultrie, who waited for that ball. That's where you want to see players step in more and checking their shoulder, being aware of a player like Boughton or Lancaster or Robles or even Miller at that point. Just that diamond in the middle doing a fantastic job of applying that high pressure, winning the ball quickly, and then trying to penetrate forward.
This will be a free kick in midfield for Beach FC. Wind really beginning to whip around in Oceanside. The marine layer burned off early today, but the wind didn't go with it.
I feel like the wind picks off once that layer disappears.
Or it waits for us to get up onto the scaffolding and then it starts to whip around. Free kick from Moultrie. Comes right back to Olivia Moultrie. Moultrie weaving her way through. DeMelo is offside. Great job by the Texans to step up in unison.
I've been very impressed with how quickly the Texans are able to get numbers around the ball and enclose that space. And Moultrie there trying to draw in as many defenders as she could. And she did her job. Just the rest of her teammates have to be aware of that line pushing up and track in, so that way when the ball is played, they can quickly cut and go back the other way and have all that space to play with behind that back line.
Wesco's layoff was intercepted. It will be a throw for Beach FC. Ibarra. Back for Ibarra. Inside for DePriest. Where's number 18 DePriest? Plays in the number 6 role, which is that defensive holding midfielder. This will be a throw-in for Ella Rogers out of LD Bell High School in Hurst, Texas. It's Thompson who will take. Mesquite, Texas native. Will do the honors. Intercepted by Colados, but she's unable to keep it in bounds. Gabriela Colados rocking a 4.8 GPA.
That's an incredible feat there.
Especially considering the time commitment that it takes. Slipped inside.
That was a great first touch there by Moultrie to be able to create that separation, then trying to slip that ball through.
This is a good run from McClin. Gets it out wide. The flag stays down. This is Kumins into the box. She puts it across. We're level.
That is a great counterattack there by Beach FC, and that deflection off the defender allowed Kumins to stay on side, penetrate forward with that ball quickly with her speed, takes her head up. See, she's got two players running on the opposite side, and a great finish by DeMello to stay composed and just pass it into the back of the net.
Well, you said Kumins was a real spark plug off the bench. Gets forward here, DeMello arriving, and held her nerve to steer it away from the goalkeeper into the corner, and it's game on again in Oceanside. And now as things stand, we'd be heading for extra time. Still a half hour for either one of these sides to find a winner. And as we said about both sides, they always seem to come back.
You can never count either side out. And again, credit to DeMello to be able to delay her run, stay even with the ball, and then be able to finish in that type of situation. We sometimes see players where they have that opening on the back post, and they don't always put it in. But DeMello doing a great job of just slotting it at home and being able to even up this game for her team.
This is Karan. Scored the game winner on match day 1 against Fury. Escandon. It's the goal scorer DeMello going forward. Pokes it through, just a bit too far ahead of Kumins, but beautiful vision from DeMello.
DeMello having the ability to turn and penetrate forward.
Moultrie intercepts. She slots one through. DeMello trying to latch onto it, able to keep it in. Flag stays down. DeMello puts it across, cleared away at the near post, and Boughton will send it further down the field.
Already we're seeing a lot more energy from Beach FC the second half, and now they've really turned it on after getting the equalizer.
Is Griggs long ball looking for Wesco. McClin is back. Gets it off to Karan, back into the path of McClin. And now she'll bring it forward. Ibarra exchanges passes with McClin. Not really sure who she was poking it back to. And now Wesco is in. Wesco takes full advantage. And it's the Dallas Texans who are back in front. Bailey Wesco with her 24th goal this season.
Great finish there by Wesco, being able to run onto that ball, beat her player 1v1, and play a low-driven ball to the opposite post. That there, though, was all a result starting from Lancaster, who was able to push that high pressure, support quickly, as initially it was Wesco by herself, putting that pressure, forcing the defense wide. Lancaster stepped in, poked that ball through for Wesco to run onto, and great finish by Wesco to give the Texans a 2-1 lead.
Moultrie. This is Kumins. Lancaster wrestled the ball off her, but it's Beach FC who keep it through Ibarra. Back to the Priest, out wide for McClin. McClin, nice cut inside. Still going McClin, threads it through. Out wide for DeMello. Will roll out of bounds for a throw in for the Dallas Texans in the 54th minute. Have just regained the lead through Wesco. Wesco seized on the loose pass from McClin, walked in and fired far post beyond Ciccone.
And again, that's all a result of that high pressure from Lancaster, Even though there was a huge separation between Wesco and the rest of her team at first, there was Lancaster putting in that effort to come up, pressure quick, force a bad turn, or force the defender to turn, excuse me, and as a result, she's just able to slide in, poke that ball through, and Wesco was able to do the rest to give her team the lead.
Moultrie wins it, headed the other way, only as far as the Priest. Beautiful Cruyff to escape the pressure of Robles. Koumans battling forward on the far side with Annan.
A great defending by Annan there, knowing that if Koumans gets by her, she's just going to take off, and Annan doing a great job positioning herself well, disrupting the play, slowing it down, and now allowing her team to regroup and get their shape.
McClin coming back to the spot where the ball rolled out of bounds. That one bouncing over the head of Gamero and shielded out of bounds for a goal kick.
So you saw Gamero and Wagner kind of battling it out at first, and as that ball went over both their heads, that's where it looked like Gamero was trying to deflect it off of Wagner, and Wagner instead got herself out of the way in the nick of time, instead getting a goal kick. But there's McClin there showing that she's got a long throw in. That could be dangerous going down the line when you get closer to the net.
Lancaster. Stepped in by McClin. Escandon. Intercepted by Boughton. Loose ball falls for Robles. Tried to play it back into the run of Boughton. But getting there first is Escandon, and she'll guide it back to her keeper in the 56th minute.
So what I love there is that Boughton was able to anticipate that ball, wins it, and as she was trying to apply that pressure, she's checking her shoulder, looking to see where Isrig is. Can they work together to try to force the ball a certain way?
Thompson steps in. Second ball won by DeMelo. And here's DeMelo again. DeMelo weaving her way through. This is DeMelo. Into the box, DeMelo. And a good work by Ella Rogers not to allow DeMelo to get a clean shot off. It'll be a goal kick for the Dallas Texans.
DeMelo showing that she's not afraid to attack and go forward, try to get those 1v1 situations created for her, cut in and out and go wide. Good defending again, though, by the Texans to keep her away from the net and giving her a bad angle when she tried to cross it back.
This is Caroline Wagner who will take the goal kick. Skips it along the ground. Colados wins it. Inside for DeMelo, the goal scorer for Beach FC. Colados continued her run. Didn't get the cross she wanted on it, but a great job by Colados to win the interception, play it first time forward in transition, and continue on the outside to receive that ball for the opportunity to cross.
And that's where you love to see the defenders step and go forward rather than being hesitant. And that's the pressure that they need right now if they want to try to equalize again.
Escandon. Karan, so dangerous coming forward from her center back position, Karan. And it's opened things up for Coleman on the corner, but the cross caught at the near post by the keeper.
Koumans has such explosiveness. Even though that ball looked like it was trailing out, she got there in the nick of time, had the ability to cut her hips back to keep it inbounds. And you saw they had Gamero and DeMelo both lurking, waiting if there was a rebound just to poke it home. But great ball security by Harvey to hold that through and through.
It's a good run from Lancaster. Slides it out wide for Wesco. Looking to put the early cross to the box and winning the corner kick. First of the half, sixth of the game for the Dallas Texans.
There's Lancaster again being a workhorse. All game she's been moving all throughout, winning those ball, penetrating forward, trying to draw in the defense, and then slipping it back out wide for Wesco there. And Wesco just deflecting it off of McClin, who tracked the whole time. Corner kick, here we go for the Texans.
In-swinger from the far side, right to the penalty spot. Boughton was able to get her head on it, but it's cleared. Robles gets there first, plays it back into the middle. Gamero comes out and wins the header, but it falls kindly for Lancaster on the far side. Looking for the run of Wesco, too far ahead of her, and Ciccone will pick up the loose ball. And now the referee stopping play, as it looked like Annan took a shot to the head, so the referee just coming out to check on her and calling for the concussion protocol.
Part of it too, I think Annan was on the ground for a bit. That may have been her trying to draw the call. So then as a result, they may think she was slow to get up because she got hit and she's trying to tell the trainer that she's fine. But it's just always good to be cautious just in case it was something more dangerous. And at this point, as we've mentioned throughout most of our broadcasts, the ability to take a player off, making sure that they're checked thoroughly, and having the option to have a player rotate in during that time. And here's the replay again, where it looked like she may have just gotten hit, whether it was a shoulder or an elbow, with the header going over her. Just an unfortunate collision there. Alrighty, it's gonna look like the elbow just came up and hit Annan. Just making sure that she's okay before they let play continue.
So the teams can come over and get water as we're on the hour mark in Oceanside. 2-1, the Dallas Texans lead Beach FC in this U-15 quarterfinal. A spot in Kansas City for championship weekend on the line. Annan has been very impressive today, getting up and down the right-hand side for this Dallas Texans team that are taking in the fluids. Beach FC meeting just along their touch line. Aya Wyatt is going to come in for the Texans while Annan goes through the protocol if necessary. I think Annan's doing everything to stay on this field.
Say Wyatt will come in just to fill in for the moment while they get checked out. And then again, the ability to have Wyatt come back out, rotate back in if needed, as they make sure they give the time necessary for Annan.
Well, Wyatt does have her jersey off. Now she picks the penny back up and is going to put it back on and sit on the bench. So I think Annan is going to come right back in. So Annan just waiting for the referee to give her permission to come back in. Ciccone takes the drop ball. Referee waves Annan back in, and we're back to 11 v 11 after about a quarter of a second of 11 v 10. As Cannon steps in. To Melo. Good sliding challenge to take it away from her. Boughton spins into the middle. Oh, what a touch that was from Robles to get it back to Miller.
So you notice here, Anna's now playing on the left side as a left back rather than playing on the right. So her and Thompson have switched sides, as maybe Thompson has a bit more speed to try to shut down Koumans, who we've seen already get in behind quite a bit. Now they're looking to switch back quickly before the ball transitions. This is where Beach wants to try to hit Koumans quicker, as she's wide open at the moment.
It's a good run from McClin as she weaved through two challenges. And here's that ball forward for Koumans. This time takes the inside route. Koumans trying to slide it through for Moultrie, and it's poked away from her. Lancaster did a good job to track that one down. Gets it out wide for Annan.
Great recovery again. How quickly Dallas is able to transition and get numbers behind the ball.
Flick on from Wesco. Nobody making the diagonal run across. This will come to Escandon from Karan. Love the way that both of Beach FC center backs have the ability to dribble the ball into the attack. Referee's whistle, then it'll be a free kick for the Texans in the 64th minute.
Still, you can never count out Beach FC. We've seen them score several goals in the 65th minute or later in this tournament. They're just waiting for their moment now. Again, just trying not to force it too much. Can they look to try to possess and switch the point of attack to disrupt this tough Texans back line and then slip it through to go forward?
This is Thompson in the box. Thompson. Really the first time that she's been able to make her way up. As Camden steps on the ball, DeMelo checks back for it. Looking for Colados, making the run down the line. Instead it will go the other way. Boughton into the path of Isgrig. Isgrig battling for it with the Priest. Oh, it's a good one-on-one battle. It's the Priest who comes away with it. DeMelo shielding Thompson. Back for DePriest. We'll get it off to Escandon.
It's a great delay there from Thompson, just forcing DeMelo to keep her back turned, not allowing her to turn away and forcing the ball backwards.
And this is the running of Lucy Curran. Scored a goal just like this. We'll get the return ball. Now Curran has worked her way into the corner. Looking to put in the early cross. Cut out by Rogers. Cleared for Isgrig. This is Escandon. Into the middle for DePriest. Slip forward for Gamero.
See right away, Dallas Texans back line is pushing up high, trying to close that space down, making it harder for Beach to build up.
It's Escandon who almost broke the lines this time. But you can see the center backs love to step up and break the lines off the dribble. And jumping on that pass was Colados. Isgrig. Able to skip by Curran. Curran gets back and wins it for Beach FC. And out wide for Colados.
So Isrig again doing a great job to track back when she gets forward after losing it. Can she just track it back, force the play to go the way she wants into where the number advantage is for her team?
Gamero has two players ahead of her, and Moultrie in support. Good tracking back by Miller.
This is where Beach FC needs to get up quicker. As you see, Gamero had a lot of space, just needs to push up more, give her the option to support. You had DeMelo making that run. You had Koumans on the other side, but there wasn't enough other support as the Dallas defense was doing a great job of tracking those two options and preventing that ball going through.
Miller. Beautiful ball back to Miller. Into the center for Robles. 4 goals in 4 games now for Robles after slotting home the PK in the 28th minute. This one rather behind Wagner on the far side. It allowed Koumans to come up and attack her, which forced the turnover in midfield, but Wagner wins it back. Continues her run. Lovely 1-2 to get Wagner free. Was looking up top for Isgrig, who if she had gotten to that ball would have laid it off for Wesco. But instead the Texans will regroup in midfield.
It's a great run by Annan there. Loves getting up that right flank and just trying to go all the way across the field to Isrig, but just didn't have enough power on that as it got intercepted by Beach.
Good shielding from DeMelo. And it will be a goal kick for Beach FC. Final 11.5 minutes from Oceanside. If Beach FC can tie this one up, we will have extra time in this quarterfinal.
So don't count them out, as we've seen before. Moultrie scoring in the 79th minute, in their last game to tie it up 2-2 with Charlotte Soccer Academy and get them into the quarterfinals.
Headed away by Wagner. Moultrie's header hit off the arm of Miller, so it'll be a free kick for Moultrie, who at first looked perplexed and then realized the referee was giving them the free kick. So Olivia Moultrie has already shown her ability to put in a quality service today. Creeping toward these final 10 minutes of regulation. Moultrie's driven ball. It falls through. Koeman's just unable to latch onto it.
Koeman's there making a great little diagonal run, trying to get her body in front of Annan and into the path of the ball. Just couldn't get there in time, as I think, again, the wind may have taken that one.
Lancaster lays it back. Annan's long ball unable to find Wesco. So it'll be a throw-in for Beach FC.
Again, great pressure by Koeman's there, forcing the ball to go away from its intended player due to that high pressure.
10 minutes to find the equalizer for Beach FC. 10 minutes for the Texans to see this one out. Wesco looking to pad the lead. Wesco flying forward, has a beating of McClinch. Her shot blazes just over the crossbar.
So close there. Great work by Wesco, being able to keep the ball on the foot away from the defender. As you saw, tracking back was McClin to try to get inside. Wesco putting it back on the outside of her right foot and rips a shot. Just misses there. Didn't dip in time, as that's what she was intended for. There is again the quick touch at the outside of her foot to keep that ball away from danger, trying to dip that one just underneath the crossbar.
And Gonzalez checks in for Colados. So Colados, who came out at halftime, is off. And Gonzalez, who had the game-winning goal in the 3-2 win over Real Colorado, comes on.
Entering the game, number 4, Nick Gonzalez, replacing number 22, Gabriela Collado.
Out of the way, take her out of the way.
72nd minute. Through for Moultrie. Isgrig brings her down.
Yeah, Isrig just trying to get that ball reached a little bit too far, causing the foul. And Moultrie there trying to just work it around. It looks like Beach may have gone to a 3-back, as you see Curran now pinching a bit wider out on the right side as they're trying to get numbers up, anything they can to get the advantage in the attacking third and try to equalize this.
Poked away by Thompson, who's very assured in her defending this afternoon. Poked only as far as the Scandin. Out wide for DeMelo. Tries to poke it around Thompson, who was wise to it. And off of Thompson last, corner kick for Beach FC, their first of the half.
That was great shielding initially by Thompson, but the work ethic, as we saw, being able to deflect that ball off. Great work by DeMelo to earn the corner for her team.
This is the spot where Moultrie scored her Olympico on match day 1. The wind could play a factor here. Moultrie's corner never made its way in bounds. Goal kick for the Dallas Texans, 7 minutes away from making their way through to the quarterfinals.
This is where Beach here wants to try to find a man-to-man, get the numbers situation or anticipate where that ball's going to go, read the hips of the defender playing out, and anticipate, win that ball and counter quickly.
DePriest wins the first header. One back by Ibarra. Ibarra over the top. This time Thompson can let it run out of bounds. It'll be another goal kick for the Texans.
A little bit too much there, but that's great work with the first header won by DePriest. And even though the second ball initially went to the Texans, great work ethic by Ibarra to win that ball back, turn out, and try to just chip it over the top.
All hands on deck now for this Texans defense. Will be pressured to the max in these final 6 minutes by Beach FC. As it's opened up for Moultrie and quickly shut down. What a flick that is from Robles. And the break is on. It's over the top, looking for Wesco in a battle with McClin. Wesco muscles her off the ball, works her way in the box, has another shot, unable to get it on target.
Great recovery there by McClin. Although didn't win the initial first ball, was able to work her way around, pinch inside, and apply that high pressure, forcing Wesco to have her shot go wide.
As things stand, Wesco has the goal that would take the Dallas Texans through to the semifinals. Still a little over 5 minutes for Beach FC to find the breakthrough. It's Wesco's it again. It's Ciccone who's quick off her line.
Great read by Ciccone, coming up, staying strong, secures the ball, and then quickly rolls it back out.
Koumans, what a touch that was. But it's good defending from Anand on the far side. This ball's going to stay in bounds. McClin chasing and winning the throw-in.
So great work there by Annan. Post up, hold that shape, being able to shut down Koumans when she tried to slip it through. Annan anticipated it, shielded the ball, and played it in. And a great feat, too, to keep that ball in play to really pin Beach FC back in their own third.
Isgrig gets there first. Steps inside of Ibarra. Into the gap. Looking for the run of Wesco. But it's Curran who shuts the door.
It's a great idea there by Isrig, trying to play the ball between the two backs. Just curved it a little bit too much.
Off of Isgrig last. Thrown for Curran. Curran looking for Moultrie. This will roll out of bounds for a throw-in. Well, Hassan Nazari said his favorite thing about this Dallas Texans U-15 girls team is that they're eager to learn and execute the game plan. They are great students of the game. Now he has to see how his side will manage this one out. It's Moultrie trying to turn, able to get it forward. Popped into the box and swept clear. Wesco unable to get past McClin. Pump forward for Wesco again. This one will go to Escandon. Too far for Moultrie. DeMelo in a foot race with Thompson, who gets this first and will marshal this one out of bounds.
As here, can Beach FC be able to anticipate where it is? We've already seen several times DePriest being able to win that initial header when the ball was played in. Now can Beach FC be able to win that second ball and turn and go rather than having to be forced back?
Robles gets there. Wesco's onside because she's in her own half. Pops it past McClin, but not past Escandon. And safety first from Wagner.
Smart play by Wagner there just to try to get it out of bounds.
Played into the box. And offer line to take is Harvey.
So you had Ibarra there just lurking, waiting for that ball to bounce towards her. Instead, it just bounced the other way.
Brought down by DePriest. Final minute 15 of the 90, or the 80 rather. Robles. Wesco's onside. Ciccone playing as the sweeper keeper. Squirts through for Ibarra. Shakes the challenge. Into the gap for DeMelo. DeMelo can't get by Thompson. Stellar one-on-one defending from Thompson, and she brings it forward. Last minute of the 80. Curran. Moultrie. One back by Robles. Showing that she can get things done on the defensive end as well. Over the top, Koumans is in. Still going for it, Koumans.
That was a great ball in by Escandon, but again, Koumans looking for that push in the back, saying she disrupted my run to goal.
There will be 3 minutes of stoppage time. 3 minutes for Beach FC to extend this match. That's an enterprising run. Slid in, and the offside flag is up against Gamero.
Gamero just got a little too excited, got one step ahead too early. And that was a great run there by Gonzalez to penetrate forward with the ball, draw the players in, just trying to play it through the gap. But again, Gamero just one step too early.
Escandon tripped up by Wasco. Quickly takes the free kick. Pumps it forward. Cleared away by Rogers. Only as far as Moultrie. Moultrie working her way to the end line. Rogers gets a foot in, but it will be a corner kick for Beach FC in stoppage time.
Rogers not happy with that, thinking it may have been a goal kick, but good effort by Moultrie to earn the corner.
Well, she had to get the challenge right, especially as it was inside the box, and she did. Rogers. Moultrie's corner. It's a dangerous ball in. Still bouncing around in the box. It's Annan who comes away with it. West goes 1v1, McClin trying to get back. Great recovery speed from McClin, and she's able to get it away from Wesco.
What a beautiful tackle there by McClin.
And now just taking it into the corner. This is extremely smart. Well, so many players would have gone to goal, and instead it's out of bounds for a goal kick. But look at this for a recovery run from McClin.
McClin there putting on the afterburners, able to just time it so well to get her foot in for the tackle and not let Wesco go to goal.
Final 45 seconds, the minimum 3 minutes of stoppage time. Ibarra. Flicked out wide for Lucy Curran. Curran sends it forward. Headed away by Miller. The top. This one's gonna stay in bounds. And it's time to take it to the corner once again. Oh, they've run out of real estate. One last chance for Beach FC to get forward. One last chance to extend their season. They will not have it. The Dallas Texans can punch their ticket to Kansas City as they're through to the Final Four with a 2-1 win over Beach FC.
That was an incredibly fun game to watch. Both teams having the possession style, but also having the ability to penetrate forward, going back and forth in the second half, especially as Beach FC upped the ante with their energy. But at the end of the day, it was Wesco with that game winner as a result of the defensive efforts by Lancaster.
The Dallas Texans punching their ticket to the first ever Final Four of the girls U-15 U.S. Soccer Development Academy Championships, and they will make their way to Kansas City next month. Coming up next, we have another U-15 girls quarterfinal for you, as it's the San Jose Earthquakes taking on the San Diego Surf. For now, for Danielle Diavanzo, I'm Mark Serber saying stay with us, as we will have post-game coverage from up here in the booth. It finishes the Dallas Texans 2, Beach FC 1.
I'm Danielle Diavanzo here alongside Bailey Wesco, who scored the game winner in this exciting 2-1 quarterfinals victory. She is a part of the Dallas Texans squad. So congratulations first and foremost.
Thank you.
How do you guys feel to be punching your ticket to Kansas City?
We're real happy to make it this far. We worked really hard for this.
So this game seemed to be a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
When they scored that equalizer to tie it up, how did your team able to stay composed and respond?
We just kept playing the way we were playing because we knew we were playing good, and we just knew the goal was going to come sooner or later.
And can you talk about that game-winning goal that you were able to score?
I was just like dribbling towards the goal. I picked my head up and I just hit the corner.
And then going into this, I know right now you don't know who your opponent is, but how do you guys feel about relaxing before you then prepare for the semifinal in Kansas City?
We feel real good about it. We think we're going to do good.
And what can you say about this matchup? What are you most proud of about your team's performance today?
I'm just glad we were able to keep possession of the ball and just keep moving the ball together, play around the defenders.
This is Bailey Wesco here again, scoring the game winner in this 2-1 victory for Dallas Texans over Beach FC. I'm Danielle Diavanzo, and coming up next, we have more quarterfinal action here with the U-15 girls division as the San Jose Earthquakes take on San Diego Surf.